Please welcome Mike Finkelstein.
All right, so Mike is in fact here, and he's brought a guest in tow. That, of course, is Dan Price, who's been working along with us for the longest time. And Dan, what I'm looking for your exact title, and I can't find it.
I am the chairman of the East Lyme Police Commission.
Okay, so and Mike, you're cop, beat cop, something.
I'm not sure what I am.
Yeah, something like that.
Dan was sitting in the lobby when I came in.
Yeah. So listen, we're going to talk about what's happening today in East Lyme, but we do have a couple people who've been waiting on hold, I think, for a while. So we'll try Bob in Salem. Bob, I think you're still there. Good morning. Bob, you there? We lost Bob. All right, there you go. He was there, and then he's gone. Just like that, like magic. All right. So, guys, today's a big day, right?
It is.
All right, talk to me about what your first of all, you got to get out there and vote, correct?
Yes, today is the day of the referendum for the new East Lyme Public Safety Building.
Yep. All right. And it's just, let's do it once over. So it's going to be, where are you guys proposing it goes?
It's down at the Honeywell building, almost on the Old Lyme border, right at the base of the connector to Rocky Neck.
Right.
It's a 30,000 square foot building, sits on 17 acres. It's going to we put in the proposal for $6 million and change roughly. The Board of Finance cut it down to $5 million. That's what today's referendum is about.
For $5
million. And it's basically, we desperately need this project because our current police headquarters is underwater every time it drizzles out. It's just a mess there, and we really need to get them moved.
All right, tell me about the $1 million, because I talked to a couple of folks about this. So you guys needed 6. They approved 5 for some reason. So now 1 is in limbo, or you're going to make do with 5?
Well, we have to try and make do with 5. The one was kind of cut. It was kind of arbitrarily cut in the meeting, but
right.
we'll live with it.
Does that mean there's no jail cells now, Mike?
In that part, we don't know. I mean, if this is to be approved, then it's going to go through the process of getting the architect in, looking at what can be refurbished with the amount we have, and really taking a good hard look at the architectural structure of the building, the needs assessment, and making the best possible public safety facility we can for the money we have.
All right, so the $5 million is for the buying of the building, and
correct.
then the
renovation.
Yeah, okay.
Right. The sale of the building is about 2.77, I believe.
Right.
So
Yes.
that leaves the $2.2 million or almost $2.3 million for those renovations to that building to make it into the public safety facility we need.
Okay, and the one big concern with people is the location,
Mm-hmm.
right? And in conversations with folks, though, that's a pretty easily remedied scenario, because when you go on a call, you're not going from
right.
the station. You're going from where the car is, right?
Certainly, and officers are on patrol. The vast majority of their shift, and certainly, when you're talking about location, the police officers are out on those patrols. So it's a northern patrol. They're going to be up in the northern part of town. Southern patrol, the southern part. Western, west. But this location gives us a lot of different avenues to get to places. Should the officer be back at the building for processing a prisoner, doing paperwork, leaving roll call. So there's a lot of avenues in and out of this building. So the location isn't as crucial. Certainly, if we had a panacea where we could put this anywhere we wanted to, we would look at a geographical center of town, making a public safety campus. We don't have that option. And,
Right.
As Chairman Price said, right now we're currently in a situation where our building is really falling apart. It's not a conducive place to do law enforcement business, to bring employees on a daily basis, to make them effective, police officers. So we want to make sure we're remedying that situation from my standpoint. And this is the option that's on the table. So,
and the question is, the current building is $5 million. If we moved it 3 miles north to the center of town, is that worth $6 million more to the taxpayers of East Lyme simply to change the location by a couple miles? I mean, it really boils down to that. If you look at the map of the town, East Lyme is a tall, narrow box. The current police station is on the lower right-hand corner. Draws a line straight across the water, and you're in the lower left-hand corner. It really doesn't change too much as far as where our current location is versus that.
No, I would agree with that. And the bottom line here is that the location where you are now, or the building, is horrible.
Yes.
Right? And so no matter what, you need a new place. You can't keep doing business out of that leaky sieve of a rainy, ugly, wet sort of location. So you gotta find something. And so you guys have exhausted every effort. This is the best scenario you guys came up with.
It is. Right? We have looked at so many different properties and stuff, and this really was just such an opportunity for the town to basically get a $12 million police station for $5 to $6 million.
Right. All right. Listen, and today's the vote, right?
Yes.
So is there any funky wording? Do we have to vote yes to vote no to vote
No.
yes?
God, no.
So it's
No,
yes if you
vote
want
yes.
it, no if you don't, right?
Correct.
And if let's just go. If it's no, what happens?
If it's no, then we go back to the drawing board and we find a location maybe that people like better in the middle of town, and we put together, do the whole process and put together a building plan, and it'll be 10, 12, 13, 14 million. It will.
Okay, so
and we'll be back.
So the option is vote yes today or come back with a probably $10 or $12 million project down the road.
Yes.
Someplace else.
Yes.
Maybe a new building.
Could be a new building on a piece of town property.
Is that a huge issue for folks when they're having, because you've had these conversations face to face with people. Are they really upset that it's sort of on the side of town?
I think, from my standpoint, the question I get asked a lot is about the location, not about the price. And we certainly have people that are understanding of why location isn't as large of an issue as some will make it be. But again, it's not the perfect scenario. But you look at other police departments; they're very, very rarely put in the exact geographical center or population center of town. With many, many examples of police departments that are off center or off to almost the other border of a town. So, again, I don't think that is that enormous of an issue, in our situation, especially since we are right now and have been for many, many years at the very southern end of town, and there's been no complaints. There's no complaints from the people in the northern section of town that our response time to calls is hampered because of that location. All we're doing is shifting from the right to the left, really, if you're looking at a map.
And our population center is on the southern end of town along the shoreline. I mean, it thins out as you go farther north.
Okay. Yeah, and that might change, though, a little bit, in all fairness. But that, like I said, I'm not saying that you guys are wrong. I mean, like you said, everyone is concerned about where it is. But
is it worth $6 million to move it 2 miles north?
No. It's probably not.
That's the question.
Now, the facility, if you build it out today.
An extra $6 million, sorry.
If you build it out the way you guys want it with the $5 million that you got allocated, are you confident, Mike, that it's going to give you everything that you need? This is not something you got to revisit down the road where you're going to need a $3 million expansion on it, et cetera.
Well, and that's the question. With the way that $1 million was cut out of the project, we're going to have to sit down with the architect if this is approved and really take a good hard look at what can be put in for that amount of money.
Right. So did we get to everything about this vote today or no? I mean, were you sick of talking about it? You've had enough?
Find at 8 o'clock tonight.
8 o'clock tonight. It'll be over.
Been a lot.
And either you'll be celebrating or you'll be looking for a new place. Right?
Absolutely correct.
Does the new place come, or the new $5 million build-out come with an in-house donut shop?
Great idea. See the architect.
Dunkin' Donut franchise.
No,
I'm kidding.
Flanders.
All right, guys, listen, once again, tell everybody where they can vote.
Go ahead.
It's the senior center from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the town of East Lyme. So, again, get out there and vote. Vote the way you like.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. All right. It's 58 after. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. Top of the hour, come at you. J.R. Romano next. Stick around. 94.9 News Now and Stimulating Talk.
Hello, everybody. Dennis.